Alright, let's get started here. Basically, I wonder what needs to be done, yeah. That's the idea. So, here's a few things. One, currently when you draw in a selection, or rather outside a selection, it doesn't get clipped like it normally would in an art program. So that's one thing. So I think we're gonna start there. Welcome, Voilin. Welcome, Brillum. The thing, obviously. The thing. Let's see. So I think there's basically two ways to go about this. One would be somehow doing a mask on the stuff that like has yet to be drawn. And the other would be to do it in the tool somehow, taking the selection area into account. I think I want to try to do it the first way first, because it would be a bit cleaner. The problem is the way that I've set things up does not make that an easy thing to do. There's no try, there's only desperately implement a feature for 3 hours and scrap it because you can't get it to work how you want it to. True, true. Let's see. The way we're doing things here. Is that we've got this viewport, and then I believe it's just adding things under here. And then those are getting going on top of whatever's already in the layer. And then that's getting sort of smushed into there. I almost wonder if it would be like a better idea though to do this kind of separately. But then you would have to like merge the different pieces later. let's see. So if we wanted to do this, we would somehow have to... I mean, maybe you could do... Maybe you could set something up to where if you put it under it, then it kind of automatically does it. So that would be like, I don't know. Maybe like a canvas group or something. I don't like canvas groups though, they're really annoying. That might work though. We can try that. That's gonna take some redoing of stuff though. So if we do that, okay. That. Need to... I almost wonder if, isn't there something kind of built in that does like a mask thing? I could have sworn there was something for that. That's not it. It might have just been like if you draw something. Then you can just kind of do it. Sliding number puzzle chest that I was making in Pico 8. And that sounds fun to work on. Yeah. Let's consult the documentation. Is the kind of thing I'm talking about. How to mask a sprite to another sprite. Clip children, clip on. So you would probably use something like this. The problem is I'm not sure that you can make it so that it will actually not draw itself and just be a mask? That is what I am unclear on. But maybe you could do something that would make that work. Let's go look at how we are doing this. So we've got the selection viewport outside here because we want to sort of access this separately and then draw the marching ants around our selection. We can just kind of grab this selection viewport whenever we need to. And then let's see, we've got that, so you would draw in your selection and then you would want to mask that with what's being drawn. So in order to do that, we need something in here, and then we're basically going to copy that, or maybe just actually move it under there so that it gets drawn in. We can try that. I don't know that that's going to fare super well, but we do have it as a uniquely accessible node, so that could maybe work without breaking things too much. I want to see what that looks like, so let's do that. So that isn't great. It doesn't know what to do with that. I bet I put some kind of shader on this or something. No? Well, I don't know. This may be a dumb question, but what the heck is the difference between a table, array, and list? Because I keep using them interchangeably. So a table is really only a thing in Lua. So I could just describe what a table is, but it's basically everything. In Lua, there's only tables. And there's like an array part and a dictionary part. So you can use it as like a table or as a dictionary or whatever, and it's just all one big soup of data. So they're kind of weird. The difference between an array and a list is usually, though not always, that an array is like fixed in size, whereas a list you can append new things to it. and it'll dynamically grow and shrink. Yeah, Lua does it kind of weird. So we're doing the selection thing here, and then we got to, Lua's great except for the weird parts, yeah, basically. Like, it's so easy to embed it and stuff. So people use it everywhere. But it's like, yeah, but this language is a little bit weird. It is, but not weird enough to stop you from using it. Ah, okay, so we have clip only, and we have clip plus draw, so... Oh... So if we do clip only... But we're gonna have to, like, move something in here. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna embed a BF program into a website. I mean, you can. I'm sure there's a, either a JS or even a WebAssembly implementation of that already that you can just plop in there. You wouldn't even have to make your own, but you could. They're easy to do. Okay. Okay. So we got to think about this carefully. I think we might still need the canvas group because we want to mask. No, but it masks its children, right? It masks with the children. So you have to add the selection in here. And then you have to add the new stuff, the child of that. This is kind of weird, but it's probably fine. This is going to be at least easier than some of the ways I thought I might have to do this. So there's that. Yeah, this is probably as good as it's gonna get at the moment. The question is, where are we going to actually add that in? Yes. This needs to go away. How do I close this or shrink it? Can't shrink it anymore. I'll just pop it out. Question mark. I could have sworn there was a way to do this. But I guess not. Okay. So... when we probably in the layer manager. When we're adding some stuff in here. We're going to have to look at... Oof. This is annoying. I don't think you can... Any way that I change the structure here is going to be a little bit annoying. So it's probably better to just do it. We've got that, and then we do... The question is, how do we do that? Okay, let's just do it here. We make a sprite 2D. We'll call it something like selection mask. And then let's give it the texture, the viewport texture from the selection viewport. See, now we're cooking. And then we want to add stuff under that. And then the annoying / weird part is we're going to have to change things to actually be added under that. But and also like move it around when we move stuff. But generally speaking, that should be okay. Let's go ahead and do that clipping thing. Wherever that is. Canvas item. Ability, clip children, clip only. And then let's just add something to show what's going on here. So we'll add a color rect. And then when we select stuff, it should show up white. I think, but it doesn't. So that's weird. What if we change its color to red? It's good. Then let's change it to clip and draw. Ah, this is a coordinate issue. Interesting. Oh, I know why. I'm gonna have to change this to be not centered. Hi, Seagreen. Welcome. Okay. That's working. So now if we change this to clip only. Ooh, pumpkin bread? Love a good pumpkin bread. My grandma mix that sometimes. Really good. You know, it's good when you have to like unwrap it and you peel off the aluminum foil, and then you also peel off the plastic wrap, and it's been like frozen and I had to defrost, and so it's nice and soft and delicious. I don't even like to heat it up, I like it cold. Okay, so that's not really working. What what is what is going on? With a glass of milk, that would go for sure. I think the sort of tradition in our family is to just put a bunch of butter on it. Oh yeah, sure. We have a recipe already, right? Like I'm saying for my grandma, but I'll look at yours too. Maybe compare, see how similar it is. Why is this not showing up? I believe it should. Nodes cannot be nested or placed within a canvas group. Good thing we're not using a canvas group then. If an ancestor of this node clips its children or is a canvas group, then this node's clip mode should be set to clip children disabled to avoid unexpected behavior. Okay. Don't think any ancestors are clipping their children, so we should also be good there. Clip children only. This node is used as a mask and is not drawn. The mask is based on this node's alpha channel. Opaque pixels are kept, transparent pixels are discarded, and semi-transparent pixels are blended in. Right, good. What did we expect? But I cannot see this. That concerns me. Can I make this be size not with anchor preset? Case? I don't know. Oh, progress? I think. Why is it black? Why isn't it red? Huh? Am I drawing black in the... I did clip only. That shouldn't... Why is it red? Why is it not red? I am so confused. Set it red. Good, that looks good. Why is it doing this to me? black? Some sort of thing where it didn't update? No. Why? Why then? The only thing I can think is that... Oh? Hey, thanks for the follow, Kroomfolk. Welcome, welcome. Trying to figure out how to do masking with the selection right now. For sure, for sure. So yeah, right now, I'm having it draw in here this color rect, which should be magenta, and that's getting masked with the selection mask. So basically this should be magenta, but instead it's black, and I don't know why it's black when it should be magenta. Pretty strange. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, that's weird. What if we make that invisible? Surely that will not help at all. Right. It's gotta be this or something with the way that this works. I don't know. Oh, oh, that doesn't make sense. This? What is this? Right, but that's not a... So what if we changed this to... like a texture rect? And then got that. That's good. Then we turn on clip content. Just for grins and giggles? Nope. That doesn't do it. Doesn't do anything. Is this a position? That could be a position thing, though. Oh, okay. So, what is it just kind of screwed up when you do it with a sprite or something? Or it doesn't like the transparency, maybe? Could be another thing. Possibly. That would be weird, though. What? What? Now it's not doing anything? What the heck is happening? Why? Why am I... What did I change? Oh. Okay. So there's like some things going on here. That's for sure. Okay. So if we do that, then I don't know, do that, let's say. What? Oh, it's like you can't... Oh. Ew. This is grabbing the mouse input. There's that. That doesn't seem to help too much, though. Perhaps also this needs to ignore. Maybe I should be passing it actually instead of ignoring it. This is possible. Oh no, that works. I do need to look at what this is. Probably be using stop up here somewhere. Okay though. Okay, so we can do that. That's a good start. Or it would be if I knew what the heck was going on here. So let's just... Can we change this back to a sprite? Is that okay? If not, why not? See, why not? Why not? Why is it like that? That's got to be something about, if we got any mods in chat, can you ban that guy? Thank you. It's got to be something with sprites. Don't like the format of the colors or something weird like that. Because otherwise it wouldn't be black. I would expect to get some kind of error message though for that, instead of it just silently failing. I guess it's okay that to do it as text direct though. So we'll just do that. Yeah. You get some spam bots in here every now and then. There we go. So we're going to change this back to a text direct. Make sure to ignore mouse. And then, yeah, that works. That is what we expect. So, now the question basically is, how do we do this magically? We could maybe put this here instead of under this. maybe. I feel like no matter what choice I make there, it's gonna just be terrible at some point, but it's fine. And then we want to, instead of having this color rect here, we are going to add children to this that are going to have everything that we're drawing in, basically. And I wish we had a better way to sort of indicate that, but as far as I can tell, this is just going to be mostly manually changing everywhere that I have added something under here. That does make me wonder, can we change this to be this type? I think the answer is no, because then you're going to be masking, yeah, you'll be masking this as well. Which is why we're not doing it that way. Because this is everything that's already been drawn, basically. Okay. So let's go to some of our tools. We've got our tools in here. And let's look at the brush tool. Actually, let's start with a simple tool like the rectangle tool. And let's just look for add child. So we don't actually do that here? I guess? Surely we do, though. How else would we even do this? We do this. Do this. All right, we make a new node. Oh, we use add sibling. That's why. Is that how we do it in here? We also use add sibling? Okay. Here's my proposal. We put this back in here, and then we just change this to add child. The problem is wherever we remove... Okay, we do the nice thing, at least here, which is we get the parent and then remove the child, so we don't have to worry about where we put it in at. How nice of me. Here we don't, though. Let's change that to exactly what we did for Rush. We go back to rectangle. We want it to look like this. In that order and all, so we do that should work. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so here's the obvious problem. When you do this and you don't have a selection, you just can't draw. So we need to check in some way whether we have any selection. Or fake having a selection. Something like that. But when we do... Okay, that's an issue. That's an issue. That is an issue. It's an interesting issue. But it's most definitely an issue. Huh. Okay, let's... this... Is this like a pre-multiplication type issue, maybe? I can see that being the case, potentially. So let's try... Let's try fixing that. What? Yeah, that's good. Let's try that. It's still, for some reason, really wants to do whatever the heck it's doing there. And it seems to have made things, if anything, worse, not better. I'm not sure why the tip keeps dropping in here. That's another issue I need to deal with. Like, I mean, obviously if you just click, it should, but I don't know. Okay, so that's not good. Let's see, why would it do that? Why would it care about alpha in that way? And is this a relevant comment? Because it do be annoying me right now. If an ancestor of this node clips its children or is a canvas group, this node's clip mode should be set to clip children disabled. I wonder... But the default is disabled, right? Yeah, the default is disabled. So why would it do that? Like, mostly makes sense. What about... What if we clip plus draw? And then set the self-modulate to 0 alpha. And then it just doesn't draw. Because I guess self-modulate happens before clipping. Would be my guess. Ah, okay. So that behavior we just saw there does tell me this is kind of probably an issue with tree multiplication or something along those lines. Let's go ahead and just put this same material on here. So that's going to be this one. Oh, and I need to change this to flip only. That still happens though. What is that? What is that? What is that? It's got to be something like something to do with doing it inside of a viewport, maybe. Choose a texture rect with a mask texture with white and black hidden. Setting the visibility clip. I wonder if it's a matter of this whole white being visible and black hidden thing. Somehow. Oh, here. Clip children on transparent background slash viewport draws black. Remult doesn't work. Sounds quite similar to what I'm doing. An old issue. Huh. That isn't really relevant, I don't think. Let's see what this issue is. clip with transparency would appear opaque with a transparent background project. Labels rasterize to get a texture which is used in a shader material when clipping. The texture resulting from the label is opaque with a black background with no transparency in the clipping shader. Alpha comes from the parent used to clip. And colored RGB comes from the rasterized label. As a result, you get the shape of the parent. Oh, it's like overwriting the alpha instead of properly mixing the alpha? I think is what it's doing. So I may need to just buckle down and kind of do this myself. Because I think the alternative is to fix this in Godot itself in some way. Something to do with modulate propagation. Interesting. But maybe not. Yeah. So it's because not because I have a project with a transparent background, but instead because I have a sub viewport with a transparent background. So this, I guess, is the official issue. Question mark. So yeah, I think the way to do this is going to be to change this to a canvas group. Even though I hate canvas groups. And then we're going to have to make a shader for this. And let's call it selection mask, 3D shader, then we're going to start by doing blend pre-mult alpha. And then we're going to also need to pass in a uniform for the selection viewport. So that's going to be, we're going to call that selection texture. That's a sampler 2D. We'll probably have to set this from code or something at some point. We need to look at the default shader for Canvas Group. Okay, so we're going to need to get the screen texture as well. We can ignore this, I believe. Because we're using pre-multiplied alpha. So this should do nothing. Except that, let me check the, do I have it on modulate? Yeah. I wonder if clip children is even sensible to use on a Canvas group. Obviously, it talks about not using it within or around a Canvas group, but doesn't really talk about on the Canvas group itself, which is interesting. But let's just pretend like it's telling us not to do that. And then we need to get the selection texture. And then I'm not sure what the exact correct way to do this is. There's some kind of formula for it. But basically, you know, we need to mix with the alpha from the selection. Source color times source alpha plus destination color times 1 minus Goffe alpha. That does sound correct, actually. Might as well yoink it from here. And then we can actually, because we're just doing the alpha, we don't need to really well, do we need to worry about the color? Maybe we do. But let's start by just doing the alpha itself. Importantly, we are working with 3 multiplied alpha. So we have this instead. Yes. All well and good. Let's just kind of do something with that. Yeah. I want to say, some part of me wants to say that you just multiply the alpha. So let's just try that. That would be e dot a times equals selection dot a. And I mean, it's probably not completely correct, and I will probably have to come back and fix it. but I think in simple cases, it will work. So let's try that. Hey, there you go. That works surprisingly well. Let's see if we have not messed up our colors. That looks good. Colors match. Okay, okay. I think we did it. We just had to actually use the canvas group. Oh no. What is this? What is this? What is this? Okay, maybe we do need to do this, flip children? But then, like, we would have to also draw, right? Or maybe just that? I don't know. I think using clip children with it is going to be inherently cursed. So yeah, that's strange. Why would it do that? Oh, because the color needs to be, because the color needs to tend towards black. See how it works when we use black pen? But then when we use a color, it is not fully deleted. So basically we need to multiply everything by the alpha, I think. Hence, pre-multiplied alpha, question mark. Certainly that works well enough. At least in this limited case. Let's try adjusting the alpha a bit, because that would be where we might run into some issues. It is a little bit harder to diagnose those issues, though. At a glance, it does look correct. I'm gonna call that successful. At least for now. I believe the place where this may have problems would be if you had a selection mask that was not just all either on or off. If you had some like feathering in your selection, it could cause issues with this. Maybe. But right now it looks good. So yeah, that works. There's another simple thing I wanted to do. which is to add undo and redo into the edit menu. Go ahead and do that. So that would be here. Need to start by adding some items. Undo. What? What? Huh? What? Oh, what? There's multiple pages. Okay, I've never seen that before. A little bit annoying to work with, but I can see why it's there. We may need to set the disabled property on this menu item when the undo stack is, or redo is empty, basically. So let's also connect that up. So in here, for edit, we are adding undo. And redo. And then it's going to be this with we don't get autocomplete for this. I believe it is just edit undo though. We've got do and undo. Where are we? Okay. So we're gonna call our function here. Anyone is wondering why I keep pressing the Windows key, it's because I'm working on Mac recently. Keep pressing it instead of the Control key. So that's fun. All right. That should be fine. Now let's go back to here. And then we're going to do edit undo as well as redo. Good. All right, let's give that a shot. And we do edit undo. Okay, that did nothing. And pressing Ctrl Z is also doing nothing. Why is that? Okay, so that would be some kind of issue with this. But I would imagine that would work okay. Let's see what it actually is doing in here. Yeah, so it adds it and then it goes away. And then I believe, if at this point we were to say hide that, it wouldn't do anything, right? Which is what we want. If we hide that, disappears. Show that, doesn't matter. All good. It'd be a timing thing again, which I would hate, but it is possible. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of weird. It's kind of strange. Why can't you undo? Is it because we have a selection? So if we like make the selection go away, can we do it? No. Do we have an undo history? Yes, we do. So we have the history. We press Ctrl Z. it is not moving back in the undo history. Fascinating. Why? Could it be that something we did when we were messing around here with this? Has had unintended consequences. We didn't do that much, but... Oh. Spot the difference. They're both redo. So I'm calling the wrong thing, I guess, because okay, yeah. So this one should be undo. And then we do edit, undo, do, redo. And right now, if you undo or redo when you're already at the limit, it just doesn't do anything, which is fine. So I don't feel like it is super helpful, really, to disable those buttons just yet. Yeah, next time, what do we need to do? We need to make it so that you can draw when you do not have a selection. Go add that to my Kanban. Check. Off screen. So that you can draw. And there's no selection. We need to make this work with more layers and stuff, because right now it's literally only going to work there. So what would we say for that? Make it so that so drawing in a selection works across layers. And then what else do we have here? We need to do it for the rest of the tools. So fix tools besides the brush and rectangle. To draw only within the selection. And then, let's see, we did add the edit menu. There's not too much else left to do here. We are getting very close to an initial release. As I've mentioned before, there are some issues on mobile that I need to look into a little bit deeper. But other than that, and the things that I just said, we're looking pretty good. So that's gonna be all I have for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and do a raid here, if you don't mind. Let's see. Let's raid BB Bite Sized, who's playing Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the first time. Should be fun. I'll see you there.